you're all gonna start seeing bills. The state has admitted to some of its performance. They squandered billions of dollars, and now y'all have to pay it, because the state doesn't have any of its money. So the local governments, cities, school districts, all that, your employer contribution rate is gonna go up 2% starting July the 1st. Like City of Charleston, of course, is already in their year, their calendar year, not fiscal year. You see how difficult it's gonna be. Cities can go up 2%, and this go up 1% every year for the next 5 years. They're gonna cap state employees or government employees at 9%. And of course, all this is subject to change, because I think they still have the plan undervalued. There's still not going to be enough money, so they're gonna come back for more. Some CPAs and all have already started going. I was talking to a reporter, and he was at School District 2 in Lexington County. Their CPA firm came to him and said, "You're gonna have to pay this bill." And they don't know what they're gonna do, because it's just a lot more than they had budgeted for. So you're gonna see a lot more of that. I believe that in the next 5 years, they're gonna close the system. And what that means is they'll close to the new people. The people who were vested, get 5 years, you'll be okay, you'll be in the system. They still have the debt, and they'll probably sales tax the debt or something like that, 3 or 4 cents on everything you buy to pay that. What's gonna really happen when they close the system is about 40 counties are gonna be devastated. You know, the poorer counties, the more diverse counties, poorer towns, school districts. And we have school districts that are hanging on now. I mean, we really had 2 that should have been in default last year, but we were able to help them. And so you have these problems. If you ask a teacher, would you have taken that job without the retirement? Most of them will say no. And that means that they're gonna have to pay more. So if 20 or 30% of your pay packet was considered to be your pension, and that 30% goes away, then how's Allendale? Where's Allendale? Where's Orangeburg? Where's Barnwell? Where's Pickens County? Where are these places gonna get an extra 30% for all their employees? And it's all of them. So it's a mess. It's coming due now. I think y'all have an important voice. It's been something that's been removed from you in the past and you don't control, but it's really gonna start coming to you now. And I don't know, because I've never really thought about it from the county perspective, but there may be ways that y'all can help buffer this problem. But it's just a lot of money. And it's only gonna get worse. They control the system, and so they control the information. They have everybody believing that it's okay to have a 30-year amortization. Well, we're financing liabilities of 19 years, that's our average liability, for 30 years. It's like financing your car for 15 years. It's just foolishness on the face of it. And they just refuse to change the way they do business. They're gonna keep it up. They've taken the state treasurer, who's been the custodian of the funds since 1945, they're gonna take that away and give it to the people who squandered $25 billion. The Investment Commission lost $10 billion in 10 years through underperformance. Had we just indexed the funds, we'd have had $10 billion more. We paid $3 billion in fees. 43 cents of every dollar that a public employee pays went to pay investment fees. And because I'm your treasurer and I represent billions of dollars, I go to New York, I know these people. They come to work in limousines and helicopters, and you go to work in used Kias and pickup trucks. And yet 43% of every dollar you pay has gone to Wall Street. And so we keep fighting this thing and fighting it, but to be honest with you, the General Assembly is just above the law now. We have a situation where the Speaker of the House and the President Pro Tem of the Senate, who also has to be Senate Finance Chairman, they're in lockstep, and there's no stopping them. They're going to get whatever they want. I think this year will be a short year of spending, borrowing, and taxes. They're going to do all they want because there's not one word of dissent. When they took the custodianship away from me, and it's not quite done yet, they got a couple more votes, but they're just kind of procedural. And they also removed me as a sitting member of the Investment Commission. There wasn't one word by any of my friends, and several of them came and said, they told us we can't object. They won't allow it. Now, I don't understand that. I just walk out. I pick up my little bag, and I just walk out that day. But that's where we are with this. The only reason, I'm taking this time, I'm gonna finish it and then I'll get out of here. When I came to the Investment Commission, everybody knew through our elections But I was a businessman and not a finance guy. So when I went to the investment commission, I was gonna sit a month or two until I could find the right person to put them on. I found out nothing works. And the biggest thing I found out was because I was a custodian and I had access to records that nobody else had access to, that we were the lowest performing large plan in the country. I mean, how many times do you know somebody who's been worst at something? I mean, if you think about it, it's not really often. The lowest performing and the highest in fees. Now, we fought like cats and dogs, and I know it wasn't pretty, and I would have liked to have been somebody who came out of, what is the Liberty Fellowship, where you can go up there and you can sit around and say, we'd like y'all to do this, and we'd like you to do that. They don't do it. When Melvin Purvis and the FBI finally caught Al Capone, they didn't say, please quit killing people. They had to do something about it. These people took their $30 billion and they squandered it, and we had to fight it. Here's the good news. The Investment Commission is no longer the worst performing, and they're no longer the highest fees. They're in the middle of the pack, and that saves us billions of dollars. So what the General Assembly decided to do is, for my reward, is to strip me of my job, take the information away, because I'm the only one who can come out and talk to people like that. And this is my Republican Party doing this. I spoke to the Republican Party leadership down in at the Saturday morning executive committee, spoke to them about it, told them how little influence we have on it, and got a standing ovation because they know it too. Your leadership down there, your state government listens to special interests, they're not listening to you. And this year they're gonna do a maybe as much as $2 billion bond deal for colleges, universities, and state agencies to go build. I don't think we need any more buildings. Gas tax, probably about a 70% increase in that without reform of DOT. You know, it's one thing if you reformed it, but you hadn't done it. They're gonna spend, of course, every penny they get their fingers on anyway. And then, of course, the pension deal. Pushing that pension deal off, it's just another $1.3 billion a year in interest we have to pay, and then to close the system. So it's a catastrophic time, and everybody seems only interested in what Donald Trump tweets and what Ivanka Trump wears and what Michelle Obama did for her holiday. I don't understand it. We have got to get involved in our local governments, in our state governments. It's all that matters to us. We don't have a bit of influence in Washington, but we have it here. And it's in y'all's job. Y'all have a lot of weight. People trust you, and I hope you get out and talk about this. And when these bills start coming, hold them up, walk around the neighborhood, take them with you, and show them that it's not you, and it's not your county. It was your state government. So anyway, I won't wait too long. Y'all got business to do. Wes, thank you very much.